Welcome back to the Nairobi Leadership Academy. I am Paminas Wainaina. Today we are tackling the biggest lie professionals tell themselves. And the lie is, once I get the manager title, I'll start thinking and behaving like a leader. So think of it like this. You didn't wait until you own a gym to start exercising, right? You start exercising first, and the gym ownership is the reward for the fitness you already developed. Leadership, gentlemen and ladies, is the same. The title is just the company's way of saying, we finally noticed you've been acting like a leader all along, and here we'll give you the title. So in this video, we are going to talk about 3 simple changes in your thinking, what I call the 3 mindset shifts that you must make today to get that leadership title tomorrow. And the first big shift is moving from ownership to stewardship. What do I mean by this? So imagine Mama Rose, the best baker in Westlands. She guards her secret cake formula excessively. She mixes every ingredient, bakes every batch, and decorates every cake herself. She doesn't have assistants. Her cake is perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. But guess what? She can only bake 10 cakes a day. She owns every single cake. Mama Rose is the equivalent of a high performer and their mindset. The mindset of a high performer is that you are so good you don't trust anyone else. You say, if I want it done right, I have to do it myself. You treat your tasks like my precious. I have another example for you. Now meet Baba Ken. He's also a baker here in Westlands. But he's aiming for a chain of shops. He doesn't just want to be at Westlands. He wants to expand at Lavington, Kilimani, and even in the estates. He knows he can only bake an out of 10 cake consistently. But he spends his time teaching 3 other young bakers how to make an 8 out of 10 cake. So what do we see? Baba Ken has moved to the leader's mindset. He treats the bakery not as his project, but as our garden. He's what I would call a steward. He accepts that by letting go, he loses a little bit of perfection on his part, but he gains control over 50 cakes a day instead of 10. So what is the lesson here? The lesson here is that we should stop trying to guarantee a perfect 10 by 10 ourselves. We should start trying to guarantee a reliable 8 out of 10 across the whole team. So that's lesson number 1, or shift number 1. The second shift I would want you to adopt is moving from being a problem solver to being a system architect. And I do have an example for you. So imagine in an office, you realize that come Friday, the water system leaks. And this only happens on Friday. So if you're an individual contributor, or what I would call a firefighter, what do? On Friday morning, you grab a bucket, you mop up the water, and you tell the maintenance to fix the leak. And by doing this, you fix the immediate problem. And on that day, on that Friday, you'll be seen as a hero for that day. But is that the right approach? No, it's not the right approach. If you take the leadership mindset, or what I would call the plumber, you don't just mop. You ask, why does it always leak on Fridays? Is the pressure too high? Are the people working from home now in the office? Yeah. You diagonalize, you go deeper. You could even ask yourself, is the valve old? When was it last maintained? So here the question is, what system is failing? So you spend your time not just fixing the immediate problem, but you spend time investigating, and you replace the entire valve system so the leak never happens again, if at all the valve was the issue. So what lesson can we draw from this? Your boss is looking for someone to prevent fires, not just someone to put them out. The firefighter gets praise for speed, the plumber gets paid for wisdom. What change do we see here? Whenever you solve a problem this week or immediately, ask yourself, what did I just learn about our system? How do I change the process so that this problem never lands on my desk again? Show your boss you are thinking five steps ahead. You are building structure, not just problems, not just solving problems as they arise. So that is the second shift. I hope you're keeping tabs with me. The third one and the final shift is moving from focusing on technical depth to focusing on what I call contextual breadth. I'll explain. So imagine you're in a meeting with the finance team and your boss, and you've just finished a massive project. So someone who has a technical depth is someone who's a specialist. And they'll make a comment like this, or they'll summarize the meeting, the achievement like this. We've increased the efficiency of our back-end processing by refining the API endpoints, reducing our latency rate by 150 milliseconds. And guess what? The finance team will just look at you and they'll just hear the technical jargon. You'll have lost them. They'll not understand what you're saying. So the example I gave is from an IT person. If you are a reader, you adopt what we call a contextual breadth. What is the context? And so a different approach, which is similar, which still communicates this, like the first statement, it will be something like this: the process process improvements we implemented mean we can now handle 30% more customer traffic without needing to hire a new person next quarter. This saves the company 500,000 Kenya shillings in operational cost. So guess what? You say the same thing, but you change the language. So leadership demands you speak the language of the people who hold the budget and make strategic decisions. So what change would I recommend? What should you start doing? Stop talking about your features and start talking about your impact. Learn what matters to finance if you're not in finance, which is cost saving. Learn what matters to salespeople, which is faster conversion, business development, client satisfaction. And to HR, what matters to HR is team morale, team productivity. By focusing on the context, the bigger picture, you prove you can think like an executive, like a reader, not like a specialist. So I believe if you commit to these three shifts, that is number one, stewardship, number two, structuring, and number three, strategy, you will start getting different tasks, different questions, and ultimately that leadership title that you deserve. So thank you so much for joining me today in the Nairobi Leadership Academy. And I would want to hear from you. So which of these three shifts will you start focusing on so that you can build on your leadership skills? Let me know in the comment section. I'm Paminas Wenaina, and I'll see you in the next video.